last part of the chapter, but more important. Heating effect of electric current. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what do you mean by heating effect of electric current? Please turn on cam. So whenever current is passed through the conductor, any conductor, if we pass current, it is always get heated up. That means heat is always produced. Right now you are using laptop, right? Some of them are using mobile. Touch backside. Touch the lower part of the laptop or computer backside. How is it?
Hot.
Hot, warm. Right? Just now maybe if you have started, so it will be warm only. If it is from long time, it is hot. Right? So because these are all electronic appliances, all the electrical appliances, whenever they carry current, when the current is passed, that means they are in working state, then heat is always produced. Heat energy is always produced. So this effect of electric current is called heating effect. Right? So now how the heat is produced? What is the reason why every time, whether it is a silver also, through the silver wire also, if you pass electric current, although it is a good conductor, but still some minute amount of heat is always produced. When you connect mobile to the charger, so that adapter gets heated up. If you touch refrigerator from sideways, it is heated up. Bulb, when it is glowing, is it possible to touch it?
No, ma'am.
No, because it is heat is produced and that heat energy can burn our hand sometimes. So we can't touch it. So that means the heat is produced. Now, what is the reason behind the heat production? Why the heat is produced? So for that, recall the resistance part. What is the resistance? What do you mean by resistance? How the resistance is provided by every conductor? Parth? Yeah, how is the heat, this resistance provided by every conductor?
Ma'am, in every conductor, there are stationary atoms and the moving electrons come and crash onto that atoms. So in that process, some energy is converted into heat energy. This is the heating effect that we get.
You already told everything. So resistance, we have seen resistance means electrons, when we switch on a current through a conductor, electrons start moving. So these free electrons collide with fixed atoms. There are atoms which are fixed, that is a nucleus part of the atom, or other electrons are there. So through that fixed part of an atom, fixed nucleus of an atom, the electrons keep colliding. So when there is a collision takes place, resistance is, that is only what we call as resistance. In the same process of collision, heat is given out, energy, electrons lose energy. So where is that lost energy gone? So that lost electrical energy is converted into heat energy. So whenever there is a collision takes place, the minute amount of energy every electron will lose. That is the reason their speed decreases, right? So where that lost electric energy gone? So that lost energy gets converted into heat energy. So every time we know that whenever it is a current is passed through the conductor, every time the electrons keep colliding with fixed atoms, and due to collision, they are every time keep losing energy, and that lost energy is converted into heat energy. So this is how the heat is always produced whenever current is passed through the conductor. Clear? Now, how to find out the amount of heat energy produced? So for that, Joule was a scientist, has given the relation he has given the law called as Joule's law of heating. Joule's law of heating tells that, which also explains the heating effect of electric current. Whenever current is passed through the conductor, heat is always produced. Heat is produced. And extra part he told about to measure the current, he told that amount of heat produced is directly proportional to number one, square of current flowing through the conductor. Second, directly proportional to resistance of the conductor. And third, time for which current is passed. Time for which current is passed. Okay. So amount of heat energy produced, liberated, is directly proportional to square of current, resistance of the conductor, and time. I square R, and this is T. So we can say that H is directly proportional to I square, H is directly proportional to R, H is directly proportional to T. So when we combine together, it will become H is directly proportional to I square RT. If we to remove this proportionality sign, the H by I square RT, this value ratio should be constant, and that constant by experiment, it came 1. H by I square RT is 1 by experiment. By doing for different values of current, resistance, and time, they have calculated the ratio, value of this ratio, that ratio came 1 by experiment. Therefore, value of H is written as I square R into T. The amount of heat energy produced is given by the formula H is equal to I square RT. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So write down, this is a Joule's law of heating.
Ma'am, can you scroll up a bit more? 1 second.
Ma'am, can you scroll up?
Completed?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
1 minute no.
Done, ma'am.
Ma'am, how did they calculate value of constant as 1?
Amount of heat produced and dividing with the what amount of current they have passed, resistance of the conductor, and the time for which they are passing. By taking this ratio for different values, different value of current, different value of resistance and time, and the amount of heat energy produced can be calculated. And then by whenever they take this ratio, that remain constant, and that value they got is approximately 1.
Okay, ma'am.
Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Practical application of this heating effect. So where we use this? We use it at 2 places. For manufacturing preparation of the manufacturing the appliances where heat energy is produced. So that means that works on heating effect. Heating devices. It is practically, it is used. It is helpful. Practically, this effect is useful in manufacturing heating devices. Heating devices, that means What are the examples of heating devices? Heating devices, that means the device in which heat is produced. Only heat
Heater.
production is needed. Electric heater,
Water heater.
water heater, that is
Induction.
geysers, inductions, microwave is not working on this effect. It is working on the microwave radiations. Oven we can consider, OTG and those ovens we can, not microwave. Microwave works on the microwave radiations.
Can we consider electric kettle?
Kettle, right, electric. Iron box, press for clothes, for pressing clothes, iron box. Any other? Toasters,
Ma'am, grinder?
grinder, no. Grinder, we don't use it for producing heat.
Generator?
Heat is not produced.
Hot springs.
What?
Hot springs.
Hot springs are not on working on electrical conductivity. Just a sec.
AC, because it also produces heat.
AC is, they will produce energy, but that is in the form of heat loss.
Can we consider?
That is for heat loss.
Okay, ma'am.
Here, exactly the device which we use it for production of heat energy. So it is, there is necessary that heat should be produced.
Ma'am, hair dryer.
Hair dryer, yes. Blower, blowers, yes. So we use it there. Okay, so all these devices, while manufacturing these devices, they have taken care of this. It was helpful. This law was helpful for manufacturing these devices. How it is helpful? So we know that is heat, amount of heat produced is directly proportional to current, resistance, and time for which. So current and time period is not in hand of the manufacturer. Okay, current is somewhat, so they will get to know that is how much current can be passed. So it depends on the power of the device while manufacturing. Secondly, it is directly, heat is directly proportional to resistance. So while manufacturing these devices, designing these devices, they take care, that is the material they use it for these purposes should provide more resistance. Then only if that device, that material, the coil which is used to produce heat, if it provides more resistance, then only more amount of heat will be produced. Right? So while selecting a material, selecting which coil, which material has to be selected, that is dependent on this law. So this law told that the heat is directly proportional to resistance. So whichever the conductor, whichever the material provides more resistance, that should be used in these devices. So generally, instead of using metals, we use alloys for manufacturing these devices. So here a conductor which we are using, which is used to produce heat, that conductor should be made up of alloy rather than metals, because alloys have more resistivity than metals. So they provide more resistance and hence they produce more amount of heat energy. Clear? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
manufacturing
Yes,
of
ma'am.
this, they have to take care of alloys are preferred over metals. Preferred over metals in designing heating devices. Reason: alloys have high resistivity than metals. So they provide more resistance and hence more heat energy. So H is directly proportional to R. Clear? And alloys do not oxidize easily. And whichever the alloys we need to select, they should have a high melting point. Then only they can sustain to that large amount of heat energy. Clear? So these are the characteristics the material should have to select it as a coil for these heating devices. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Write it down.
Ma'am, I joined late because there was no power.
Okay.
Miss Laksha invited me to the meeting. So what do I do?
What's going on, Laksha? Lakshya?
Yes, ma'am.
What's going on? Man who is joined with the number 1?
Ma'am, it's not me.
No, I know that. So if it is not from the class, I will remove. Fine. Lakshya, which ID you have joined? Can you speak?
Ma'am, I've joined through 2. I mean,
There are 3. Vaibhavi, are you in the class? Student, do one thing.